Ruby Hollow's weave, all my trues, clues, guys and dolls, cats and kittens. I hope you enjoyed listening to the holiday Halloween story that I've spun for you all. This is the final scene, and we all get to find out who the perpetrator is. So let's get started.
Clues.
So all the participants had gathered in the seance room once again.
I hope that you're having a good month this month.
The crime scene tape had been taken down so they could put it back in place once the seance had been completed.
That are being presented
and
around
everyone
you.
Except for the deceased
and
professor
for this
Adam
podcast,
Buster,
I thought we would have a
who
little
had been
fun
at the head of the table,
and
has now
break
been
down
replaced by
a
Madame
play
Zorba,
or a scene,
and it turned out to be a cold
and that provides
and
clues,
lonely night.
and you would respond, or you think if you see the clues, pick them up, keep them safe, and at the end we'll figure out who the murderer is, or if you think you know who the murderer is.
The wind was howling, shutters were banging on the upstairs floor windows. They had all gathered at the table.
Yeah, Agatha Christie.
And at the head, as I said, was Miss
hoping that you guys will
Zorba.
like it. So in this
Followed
instance,
at her sides by Sir
going
Mix-It-Up and Miss Double D's. Then came Miss Buster, followed by Miss Polly and Conte,
and the players
Grandma
are
Seen It
going
All
to
Allen.
be
The candles
Professor
had been placed everywhere
Adam
because the
Buster,
electricity was all but
Professor of
non-existent,
the
so the
School
room
of
was
Miss-
dark and damp with very little light.
Professor of the
Madame
School
Zorba
of
had
Monetary
dressed the
Gains
room.
in Boston, Mass.
It was a very bad
His
thing
daughter,
that the seance had
Miss
not been
Buster,
formally
is
ended prior to the
accompanying
breaking
him
of
to
the
the
circle.
seance.
So now the
Professor
spirit that
Buster
was trying to
has
materialize
had a distinguished
and the
career
professor's spirit
and is
were
well
now bound
respected.
to the House of Cards.
He is also a member
and this was very
of a
bad,
secret
as they needed
society
to be able to cross over and get
called
on to the next step
the
of their
Sorcerers
spiritual
of
lives.
Time.
Miss Polly's eyes grew wide with
very
fear,
secret
and she
hidden
clutched
society
at Grandma Seen It
where
All's
they carry
hands.
the
Sir Mix-It-Up
signification
and
of
Miss
their
Double D's chimed
team
in that they were
membership
ready.
on their
Miss
buttocks
Buster
with a
shakily
tattoo
stated that she
of a
did
knife,
not want her father's
a
ghost
dagger.
following her around. The sooner the better.
His daughter
Grandma
has been
Seen It
under
All.
extreme
Allen,
stress,
eyes
under
glowed
his
with
control,
excitement as she
and
wanted
that
the
is why she's
seance
with
to
him
get
now, because he
underway.
wants to keep her away
Then
from her
Madame
true love,
Zorba
her beloved,
started,
her fiancé.
and everyone joined hands.
And he does
and
this
Madame Zorba called to the
to
spirits in the room,
protect her,
asking
he
them to
says.
show themselves,
And
so
he
that
does
she
not
could
like
assist
this
in their
prospect
crossing over.
to be
They
married
can
to her
move over
daughter.
to the next step that
And
belongs
they're both
in
here
their
to
spiritual
contact
life.
Miss
Slowly
Ball,
but surely,
LOL,
a spirit
excuse
began
me.
to
Her
appear
name is
and
Miss
materialize.
Bell Buster,
And don't you just
who
know,
recently passed
it
away
was Dr.
due to a long
Fix-It-All.
illness.
And he
So they're
slowly
both
began
sad
to come into
and looking
view.
for reassurance
When he did,
that
he
their
looked around
mother, who passed over to
indignantly
the other side,
and asked
is doing
why
well.
were they disturbing his rest.
The head of the
rest that he was
seance,
able to
and
have
where it's at, is
that he
called
needed
a
for
little
so
shop
long,
called
the
House
first
of
time
Cards,
in 50 years,
and there was a little
that he was
sign
actually
there.
able to feel rested.
Come, see your future.
Sir Mix-It-Up
on love,
was like, Doc,
life, and
I'm
money.
so happy to see you.
Her name is
We
Madame
have spent
Zola.
a lot of
She's
money
a
to be here
quote
tonight,
unquote
and
medium,
it'll be worth every
whose
penny
ultimate
if you can help
job
us save
is to
our
get
daughter.
as much money
Double D's
from
chimed
people
in
that
to-
come
with
through her shop.
the Sir Mix-It-Up.
And from these gatherings
I
that she
know
hosts on a
that you
regular
can help us
basis,
save Lily
these
Bell.
seances.
Please,
Especially
doctor,
the one at
help
Hallows
us.
Eve. She
Where did
always
you leave
brings
the
in
cure
what they
for
call
her?
the big fish.
Then she
hoping
starts
to
to
score
cry
big funds
as
from
she
these
sobs
people.
heavily into her hands.
And
all of a sudden,
they always
there was
take place
another
in the
spirit that
middle
was
of the night.
materializing.
And
Miss
the
Buster
people are set to
recognized
meet
it
at
right away.
11:30, and the
was like,
seance is
Dad,
set to kick off
Dad,
straight at 12
is that
o'clock.
you? And then the
How did she
professor
meet
began to materialize
Professor
before her
Adam
eyes.
Buster?
Miss Buster could not
Could they
believe
have
it.
a hidden past together?
Here was her dad.
She has
almost
a
in
long
human
list
form.
of prior
His
clients,
face
that's for sure.
etched in anger,
Many of
and he
whom she has
turned to his daughter.
blackmailed.
I thought
over
you told
time.
me Aldo was dead.
And since
if
she
Aldo's
has had
dead,
many
then
of
why
their
was I able to
secrets,
witness him
she
at
has
your
used
apartment
them
waiting
much
for you?
to her financial
Miss
gain.
Buster set her shoulders back
is
and
there
put
a
her head
secret
up.
past between
So,
Professor
what can you do
Adam
about
Buster
it, old man?
and Madame
what's
Zorba?
more, it's none of your business who's in my apartment. I'm an adult, and I pay my
And
own
along
bills,
with this
and I will have
attendance
anyone over
is
to my
Sir
apartment I
Mix-It-Up,
please, or
a
sleep
famous
with, for that
entertainer
matter.
who
Shut your
had
trap,
to pay
old
heavy
man.
cost and dues on his
I
way
was here
up
to
the
see my mom,
successful
so you
ladder
just move
in
along.
entertainment.
Professor
And
Buster's
not all of these
eyes
things were
become
accomplished
aflame
by
with
honest
anger,
means.
and he is now very suspicious as to what his
But at
daughter
one
had been up to
time,
the last
Sir
couple of years.
Mix-a-Lot was known
Miss
as
Double G's
Robert
done
Littlejohn.
Whatever
And he was
you
extremely
all are talking
book-ridden,
about, fighting about,
extremely
step to the side.
university-driven.
We have real business
And for
here.
his thesis,
Nobody wants to hear about
he
your
had written
shit.
an extreme
Mix-it-up
thesis
nods in
on curing
agreements.
extreme hiccups.
The doctor says, well, now,
And
I have to
this
think
was
about where
an
I left
extreme
that book for a
success
moment.
at
Everything
the
is kind
School
of fuzzy
of
at the time of my death,
Gains.
as well as just
Dun,
before.
dun, dun.
I just need a couple of minutes to think,
This idea
please.
should have made him quite
The
successful
professor then
and
turns
earned him
his
quite a
rage
lot
on
of
Madame
income.
Zorba and
But
addresses her,
instead,
saying,
his
"You,
idea was stolen,
you old piece of wrinkled
and
flesh!
the person who
what have
stole
you gotten
it
yourself
ended
into?"
up making
Madame
all the
Zorba
financial
looks down her
gain from
nose
his
at the professor.
ideas.
You cannot blame
So,
me for your bad
being
behavior
upset
that caught
and
up
very
with you after so many
disillusioned with
years.
his university
It
life,
was your
he went off and
decisions that
started
got
a
you here in the
career
first place.
as an entertainer.
If you were not so interested in finding
being
out
quite
where
a
the
successful
secret
entertainer,
financial
he also
books
had a
were hidden
side
for your
piece.
pet society,
And his side piece
the
was
Sorcerers of
Miss
Time.
Double D's
So, now that
vampy,
you can't make use of those books,
who
where
has
are
her
those
own
books
checkered
now?
past. She is
The
totally
professor
freaky deaky
looks at
and used to be
everybody
a
and
madam
begins
of her
to
own
speak.
house and has
He
never
looked
been
at her,
ashamed of it,
gave her a sly
to admit it,
smile and an
anything
evil
that she's done in
smile
the
and
past.
replied, "You have no
Or
idea what you're talking
is
about,
she?
bitch." And then he turns on
And
Miss
then
Buster
there's
and
Miss
states,
Polly
"Good luck to you in
Inoconte,
finding my money as well."
young
Double
college
D's
student
looks
who
at Miss
lost her
Buster
fiancé
saying,
and just
"Look,
wants to
lady,
know that
I
he's
got
made it
you,
to the other side,
but I need
and
to
is
save my
doing
daughter
well.
right now. So step
She
back
brought
and let
along
the
with her
doctor
her
speak,
grandma.
everybody."
Grandma,
And the doctor
seen it
says,
all
I'm thinking. Mix it
Does
up is
not
like, well, you better
believe
get your shit together
this
then, huh?
lady in any type
All
of
of a sudden, the room
tomfoolery
grows
and wants to
very
make sure that her
cold,
granddaughter
and a
is
gust
not
of
giving
wind
up the
blows
farm,
through the
so to
room,
speak, because
and
there is a
then
little wealth in their
the
family.
ghost of Fifi,
So she wants
the
to make
queen,
sure that this
begins
fake
to
and
appear.
unscrupulous person,
Everybody in the
Madame
room
Zorba,
freaks out.
does not
Madame
take
Zorba yells,
anything out of
"Fifi!
her family's
What the hell's
financial
going on
gains,
here? Fifi, what
and
happened?"
is going to watch her like a
Fifi
hawk
appears
to make sure that her
and can hardly
granddaughter
speak. She
and
is
her
crying so
family's
hard.
money are protected.
And then she begins to collect herself and says that she was
And
strangled to death
does she have
by her
secrets
secret
of her
lover.
own?
I never
Is there
told
maybe
anybody
a
about
past with
Carl,
her
and since
and the
he got me away
Sorcerers of
from being
Time?
trafficked from the Sorcerers
Well,
of Time,
time is
I
going
thought
to
he
show
loved
that
me,
for sure.
and she starts to cry again.
Last to be introduced into the scene
But really,
is the maid,
all he wanted to do
Fifi
was sell me
LeClaire,
off and keep
a
all the money
beautiful,
to
young,
himself and not
alluring,
share with the
hard-working
secret
lady
society.
who has very nice
The
wares
professor crows.
and doesn't mind
Stupid
sharing them
slut.
freely.
Nobody ever
'cause
leaves the
that's how Miss
Sorcerers of
Fifi
Time
rolls.
Society. Not now, not
So on
ever.
a dark and stormy
Miss Buster
night,
then yells at the
on
professor.
Hallows Eve,
And who would know better than
Miss
you,
Zorba
you and
is
your friends,
hosting
the way you
her
pass my
yearly
mother
seance.
around? I don't blame
And
her
at
for
this
killing
time,
herself. If I had been through that,
it
I
is
would kill
because
myself
the
too.
veil is thinner to contact the other side.
Then Sir Miss
the side
Mix-a-Lot
of the
steps in.
dead.
He is so mad. His
Madame
jaw is
Zorba
set, and the
hardly
muscles
needs
in his
assistance
chin
in
are
this
just
area,
going back and
is a
forth.
very good interpreter
He
of body
yells at the
language and facial
professor.
features.
It is because
And
of
that's
you
how
and your
she's
friends
earned
that Miss
most of her
Double D's
income,
is plastered over
causing
every
her
porno store
clients
window,
to
selling her
believe
out
that
to the
she
highest
does
bidder.
indeed
You
know how to
you are less
talk
than
to
the
the
scum of the
dead
earth. You
and
use
relay
and
messages
abuse
to them from their loved ones,
and control.
causing her to be
Asshole.
extremely
Miss
successful
Double D
in her
sits
business.
stoically saying nothing.
I mean, how many
Then
people
Miss
are out
Buster
there
tells her father,
wanting to know that
you
their
and
loved
all
ones
of your
are on
cronies,
the okay on the
your
other
secret
side,
ceremony,
wanting to
worshiping
ease their
money
loneliness,
like
talking
you
to
did,
the one who just
and
passed
did what you did
that
to
meant
get
the
it.
most in their lives.
And she thought to herself, and not
Well,
a damn thing is going to stop me and Aldo from getting together
This
and
is the
spending
time
that money
she
either.
especially expects to make
Madame
a lot of
Zorba
financial
knew that she
gain,
needed to get control of the
because
seance.
She does have a big
So
fish.
she
has
tells the professor,
Professor,
what is going
Adam
on?
Buster.
Do you remember how you
And
died?
Sir
So that we can
Mix-it-up.
follow up charges and
So
get
she's
the
hoping
person
that
who
she'll
killed
really
you put
gain
in jail?
a lot of funds from
Do you
tonight
remember anything?
and just keep them coming back for
The
more.
professor said
She does
he
a
just
lot of
remembers
background
drinking
research on
tea
her
from a cup,
customers so that she's able to throw out
and
these
that
tidbits with
things
confidence.
began to go
and they don't know where
weird
she's
in
getting
his
the
vision.
information from.
His
So,
heart
of course,
started
they
pounding. He
believe her.
felt like he couldn't breathe,
And
then
she's
everything
held
went
on
black.
to a number of secrets from
So
her
he was
customers
blaming
as well,
the maid,
to
Fifi
keep
Lee
keep them
Clee.
coming back. She is
And then she
very
turned
much
on him.
looking forward to this evening.
I would kill
and
you right now
hoping
if I
to
could.
Make
You
a
got
nice,
some kind of
tidy
nerve.
sum of money
I know we
tonight.
had a thing, and you used it against
In the
me
meantime,
to get me into your
Professor
secret
Buster is
society
here out of
sex
curiosity,
group where you
and he also
delivered
does
me
not
to the
want
highest
to upset
bidder.
his daughter.
I was going to kill you in the
because
most
they've had a
painful
very
way
strained
and
relationship
have a
lately since the
good
mother
time
has
doing
passed.
it.
And he's hoping to ease and the
I
frayed
had dreams of
relationship
things
somewhat.
that I could do to torture you. Had I not
He
been
also
killed,
does
I
not
would kill
want
you
to upset
again.
Madame Zorba.
That's when Miss Double
Since
D
she
said,
does have him by the short
like,
hairs
you
on
mean
his
like
gonads
dripping
right
him
now.
with honey and letting the
upsetting
ants at
her
him?
would be extremely dreadful
I,
to
for
him
one,
in his
don't care
career.
how he dies,
And that
just
is
as long
something
as he
that has to be
dies.
stopped.
So many women
Better to
who
keep her
had sex
happy,
against their
fat,
will for
and
him,
wealthy.
and the
That
Sorcerers
is
of
the
Time
only
group,
way of ensuring her silence.
just so they could earn a dime
His
for their
daughter,
parties,
Miss
drinking, and
Buster,
drugs.
would
I
rather
wish
be at
I
home
could
with her
have been the one to
beloved,
pull your
and
plug,
yet
Professor
she missed
Asshole.
her mom so much.
Madame
And
Zorba,
was at an age where she was praying
you really
that her
don't
mom
know
would come
who killed
and
the
reassure her
professor?
that it would be okay.
And the professor doesn't
In
know
this-
who killed
from
him?
the other side in the spirit
Why did you
world.
tick me into this
Especially
seance?
now that she and her
What are
father
you
were on
after?
their
What are you
own.
looking for?
And he's always been such
With a
a
look of
mean, hateful
disgust,
spirit.
she
and
was
has only
thinking how
gotten
she had
meaner to
wasted her time
since
with all of
her
this
mother's
seance
passing.
bullshit. She wasn't going to make
She
a
has
dime
a true
off of
love
it.
and is just looking for the right time
All
to
of a
run away
sudden,
with him. As soon as
Dr.
her father
Fix It
turns
All
a blind
yells,
eye,
I remember,
she's
I
going to run
remember.
off and marry
It
her
was
true
the
love.
journal.
But
I
her
left it at
father-
my athletic club.
No.
In the locker.
He is suspicious of her and
Then
her
all of a
activities
sudden,
with her new beau.
Carl burst
and he is
into the
keeping
room.
a close eye on her 24/7, and especially keeping her
Carl
away
looks
from
around
that
at the
boyfriend
group,
of hers, which he feels
and he
is no good.
says,
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
"Oh,
Sir
I'm
Mix-it-up
so glad I
is
could
here
come
to
in while you
explore
all
the
are
dark
together."
side. He has always been curious about the
And
other side. Ever since he's lost his father, he's always felt
He
connected
has
to
a gun.
him.
He waves it
There are
around at
times
the
where he
group.
could swear that they were in the same room together.
Oh,
He is sure that his
and here's
spirit of his
Professor
father is with
Dumbass,
him always.
the holder of the
Hoping
keys to
tonight
the
to
palace.
confirm the
And
answer
the
to this
professor
question.
looks at him.
And his
Where's
side
the
piece,
Sorcerers
Miss
of
Double
Time
D's, is here
lockbox? Tell
to
me,
support
or I'll
Mix
add
It
Miss
Up,
Buster to
and
the
to see
list
how
of dead
Professor
people in the room
Buster
right now.
is doing.
And I'll kill you
She has
all
not
one by
seen him
one.
since
Spit
he
it
has
out,
left the
Professor
business,
Asshole.
and that is when she hooked
Miss
up
Polly and
with Sir
Cantante starts to
Mix-it-Up,
cry.
because he has enough
Grandma's
money to
seen it all,
afford her
squeezes her hand
luxurious taste.
and holds it tightly.
So she left the
And
business
Carl tells
and has
Professor
always
Buster,
been
"Spit
fond
it out.
of him and his finances.
I will then be in
That's
charge of the
Mr.
Sorcerers of Time,
Professor, pardon me,
the
Buster
money
that
and
we're
all the
talking
power."
about.
The
Maybe they
professor
could start
spins on
hooking
his
up
heel
again,
angrily
and
and
she
looks
could
at
make a little
Carl and
side
says,
money,
"Stupid
too.
man,
And
how
Professor
dare you
Adam
challenge
Buster
me?
would be
And
her
for
side
that
piece,
you shall
while
pay."
she's being Sir
And he
Mix-it-Up's
jumps on Carl,
side piece.
who starts to scream.
Girl has to think about her
Professor
future and her
Buster
retirement,
enters his
doesn't
body
she?
through his mouth,
And the last
Carl
party to
begins
attend the
to
seance
implode
is
and dry
Miss
out,
Pris
and
Pureheart,
just dries
attending
up and
tonight
falls to the
because
floor.
she does not
Nothing
want to
but
spend
an
another
empty
Hallows
husk.
Eve alone.
Everybody in the room, they
on
just
this
stood
night.
there
So
looking
many
and
dark
shaking.
memories from
The
being
lights
held
started
captive.
flashing on and off.
Guess
There was
who?
a great wind
By
coming
the
through the
sorcerers
room.
of time.
It was like a
Yes.
tornado.
The circle
Madame
is
Zorba
closing in.
yells, "Do not
Things are getting
break
touchy
the
tonight."
circle!" And just
And
as
she
quickly
is
as it
looking
started,
for an opportunity
it
to
ended.
get revenge as
The
well.
room was dark.
For her youth
Madame
being taken
Zorba
and her
quickly
innocence
added
being
the
stolen at
evening,
such a young age.
ended the evening
And if the
seance,
opportunity
and
presents
requested
itself,
that they
she
could
plans
let
on
go
taking
of hands.
Professor
She went to go light the
Ballbuster
candles.
down.
No sooner had she finished
Everyone
than there was a knock at
arrives
the door.
right on time, 11:30.
And it was Detective
come on
Solve a
in.
Case with the toxicology
Madame
results.
Zorba brings everyone in, seats them around the table, according to those she's most interested in gaining funds from. So Professor Buster and Miss Buster are on either side of her. Then Sir Mix-it-Up and Double D's are across from each other. Next to them is Miss Polly, and then Grandma seen it.
And so it is. It turned
Alan,
out to be Carl.
between Sir
Carl.
Mix-it-Up and Miss Polly.
Carl was a baller.
So
So
as
anyway,
everybody is seated
I hope you
and
enjoyed
getting
this
comfy
story.
there,
I
Fifi
hope I did
comes
my
in,
family
bringing in the
justice.
drink
And
tray,
happy
offering coffee, tea, or something a little stronger. Everybody gets the drink of their choice and proceeds to settle in for the seance. And once everybody has gotten their drinks, Fifi also turns around and heads back to the kitchen, as there's nothing for her to do at this time. Sir Mix-It-Up eyes just linger on her Fanny as she exits the room, thinking that this could be his next side piece. Hey, you never know. Then Madame Zorba sets up the scene and what the rules are going to be during the seance. Seance. Oh my God. During the seance. Once everyone understands what's expected of them, they start the seance. And all of a sudden, Fifi comes back into the room. She turns all the lighting off. She turns on candles just to set the ambience. I mean, who ever heard of having a seance with the lights on? You gotta know that you have to have the candles going. Then Madame Zorba proceeds to start the seance, asking everybody to join hands, calls out to the spirits in the room that are there to see their loved ones on this hallowed eve, and to show themselves to their loved ones and departed ones, and give them any messages that they may have from the other side. And then, all of a sudden, the room goes startlingly cold. I mean freezing in just a second. The whole room is freezing, and the whole group is puffing air clouds because it's gotten so cold so quickly. And they are instantly freezing. Madame Zorba continues to chant and request that the spirits that are here attend her circle. You could hear a pin drop. All the people at the table froze. And all of a sudden a big wind comes through the room and blows all the candles out. And the room freezes in silence and in darkness. Madame Zorba calls out to Fifi to bring flashlights so that they can see what's going on. When Fifi finally arrives with the flashlights, they light up the place. And Madame Zorba is looking around to see if everyone is okay and at the table still. Everyone is sitting there at the table, except Professor Adam Buster. They look over at his seat, and there he is, on the floor, not moving, dead, clutching at his neck. His eyes are bulging. His lips are blue. It's like he was trying to loosen his tie. And you could tell there was no sign of life in him. I mean, he was dead as a rock. And next to him was a lace glove, an embroidered laced glove. No one had been wearing any type of gloves that evening, and at his seat and table, his teacup had been knocked over. It was kind of overwhelming. It was hard to tell what happened to him. It appeared to be that Professor Adam Buster may have had a heart attack. Meanwhile, the members of the seance are sitting at the table. Ms. Buster is trying her best to stay calm and not to cry. She can't figure out what the hell just happened here. Sir Mix-It-Up is smiling slyly. Miss Double D's is shocked and amazed, yet you can see there's a wild look of anticipation in her face. Polly is there like, what? I'm Miss Pureheart and her grandma, Sinala Allen, are standing there stoic, wondering what could have happened. The whole crowd is just standing there wanting to take a look at the scene. Miss Buster finally gets up and wants to throw herself over her dad, crying, wanting to comfort him or maybe bring him back to life. Madame Zorba yells at her, "No, don't touch. We need to call the cops. We don't know what's happened here. We need to figure out if this is a natural death or if this is homicide."